Hey, Ryan Lock from the Harness, and today we're going to be taking a look at your very first continuous efficiency trial. If you haven't signed up for anything on the Harness platform yet, it's really straightforward. Go to harness.io, click on Get Started, and then you can sign up for an account by basically providing a username or password or an OAuth application that you already have credentials for. I originally just signed up for an account. This is actually a very fresh account, and I'm going through the continuous efficiency workflow or trial workflow. So if you actually accidentally exit out of it, you can always come back to it and your screen will look like this. If you go to left navigation and scroll down to continuous efficiency and go to settings, here continuous efficiency needs to connect to something to start parsing through the data and providing you some recommendations. So you have a few ways of doing it in the trial. You can either connect to a Kubernetes cluster to get cluster cost or to one of these particular cloud providers. So if you're familiar with the Harness platform, basically you're going to be needing to wire up a Kubernetes delegate. I have an awaiting EKS cluster that I want to run, and in this particular example, that I want to get usage data from. And so basically to do this, we can give a particular name. Let's say I want this to be my delegate. Go ahead and click download YAML and you'll be brought to a download screen. For brevity, I actually have it downloaded here. So you actually get a tar GZ, I expanded the tar. And inside the tar, you're gonna get a README file you can take a look at. And all you have to do, once you see into the folder, is run kubectl apply the Harness delegate. That's pretty straightforward. Switching gears to one that's a little more complete, once that's actually set up, you'll actually be brought into a window asking you to set up the particular cluster. You can give for your particular, let's say, cluster name. Here I called mine Big Money Cluster. The delegate name that you just downloaded, in this case would be my delegate. You'll click next, and then also just go ahead and enable continuous efficiency, and when you click submit. So let's go back into the building blocks edition. Let's say you want to also set up a particular cloud provider. You can set up AWS or GCP. In my example, in the blog post, I'm actually setting up AWS. So let's take a look at the particular steps to set this up. And so there's actually a pretty nifty wizard here to guide you through. So basically, continuous efficiency will be parsing, was one of its data sources, a CUR or cost per usage report from AWS. But if you haven't ever had one set up before, it's pretty straightforward. Go ahead and click on the wizard. You can launch the AWS console, and you'll be brought to your billing and management console. I actually have one created here. So if you haven't, go ahead and click create report, get the reported name, and also fill out the necessary fields. But mine's already been filled out, which is pretty straightforward. So we can go ahead and progress the workflow by the report name and then the bucket name. Once that's complete, we can go to the second step and just follow these instructions. Basically, to get for how continuous efficiency gets access to this vertical report, we'll be using an IAM role. So go ahead and click launch template. We have one created for you. And basically, this is a quick create stack. And so all you have to do is fill out some very basic details. My account details are actually at the bottom if I scroll down, so I'm not going to scroll down. And click quick create stack, and you'll be on your way by entering these particular pieces of information down here. And so let's just take a look back at what we have once it's all set up. If we navigate back to Explorer, actually within a few minutes, we'll actually start getting our cluster information that we have here. Now, if this is your first time setting it up, it does take a little bit of time to get this set up. The continuous efficiency will pull your cluster for between 2 and 3 hours. And you'll actually get an email saying that it's ready to take a look at. I've actually, for demo magic here, I've actually done that ahead of time. Then somewhere with the cloud, it takes 24 hours to ingest that data and start parsing it. But you'll be well on your way during the free trial to be getting all sorts of data, how you can be increasing your efficiency and reducing cost. If you have any questions, feel free to visit harness.io, and hopefully you can take continuous efficiency for a spin and start saving money today. Cheers, Robbie.